Our headlines for you today. As the largest rail strike in 30 years begins, the Prime Minister calls for a sensible compromise. The unions accuse the government of blocking negotiations.
And last-minute talks between the unions and the rail companies broke down last night. Only a handful of passengers here at Euston Station this morning as passengers up and down the country decide to stay away.
It's not ideal for anyone. It can be a little bit inconvenient, but at the same time, if it's got to be done, it's got to be done.
They have a good deal already.
My daughter's doing her GCSEs, so I've got to try and get her to and from school.
Good morning. Ryan Giggs resigns as Wales manager ahead of their appearance at the World Cup. He's been on leave for 18 months after being arrested for using controlling behaviour and assaulting his ex-girlfriend, charges he denies. He faces a trial in August.
New photos are released of Prince William selling the big issue to mark his 40th birthday. We look back at his 4 decades in the spotlight.
At this morning's front pages, the rail strike dominates most. The Telegraph going with Boris Johnson's condemnation of the unions. Today's Mirror reports that millions of Brits are facing chaos as railways grind to a halt, flights cancelled and petrol prices keep on rising. Union bosses are warning that rail workers will strike for as long as it takes. There is the front of the Metro there. The Prime Minister plans to allow firms to bring in agency staff to replace striking workers, according to The Guardian. Britain runs into the buffers. Here's the headline on The Times, which says the strikes will disrupt exams, medical treatment and even Glastonbury. The Mail says the RMT union is accused of punishing millions of innocent people by pressing ahead with these walkouts. Boris Johnson is warning the rail strikes risk harming the whole nation and is calling for a sensible compromise to end the walkouts. That's in the Express. Now, away from the rail strikes, the Eye leads with Downing Street asking ministers to ease restrictions on directors' pay. And the Daily Star makes clear how it feels about Dominic Raab being in charge of the country while the Prime Minister recovers from a minor operation.
Because it is one domestic issue which is going to dominate the papers and lots of people's lives today, the rail strike. And the Times' headline this morning reads, Britain runs into the buffers, reporting on the thousands of RMT union workers planning to walk out today.
The Guardian reports that the Prime Minister plans to allow rail firms to bring in agency staff. The paper says that the Trades Union Congress accused Boris Johnson of taking a step that even Margaret Thatcher would not go near. Away from rail, the Eye newspaper leads on a report that Downing Street has asked ministers to ease restraints on top city pay to show overseas companies that the benefits of Brexit. The paper says the move could prove controversial during the cost of living crisis.
And the Telegraph's front page this morning features a quote from the head of sustainability at the NHS, who says having fewer face-to-face appointments with your GP is greener and better for the environment. I'm not sure how much consolation that will be to people who want to see a doctor.
Yeah.
But apparently there's an environmental benefit.